Where are you today with you used to teach the black woman is God. You still
Okay, I
do?
want to say this. The black woman is God teaching, as I have explained.
Mm.
My train of thought on it was due to genetic chronology via that black women were here first.
Mm, yeah.
But I'm not gonna sit here and say I originated that teaching. I
Mm.
would just say it's certain perspectives of it and certain understandings of the philosophy that I will fully back 100%. But what I don't want people to do is think that that was ever my initial teaching, because I didn't come out with that. That wasn't
Mm.
something I came out with. I came out with the age of Aquarius, and the Bible is based off astrology. And I came out talking about ancient Egypt being invaded by reptilian beings and astral projection and all that kind of shit. The Black Woman is God is just a teaching that you can't help come across if you study Kemet. We know the Sphinx used to be a giant face of a black woman before they messed it up. So, when we dealing with genetics, you can't help but come to the understanding of women being here. But you got to really accredit that teaching to Dr. Ben. And whether that teaching is depending on whose mouth is coming out of, I would agree or disagree. So I want to say that. And I say that to say this. You have a lot of people who are extremely manipulative. And so it's just like some people, they'll see you doing something and then they'll copy it and start scamming. And next thing now, you know what I'm saying? Now it's kind of like saying conscious now. Nobody want to say it no more because people didn't ruin this shit. It's kind of like saying woke. People didn't ruin this shit.
Yeah,
So when it
that's
I
a
comes to
agree.
fact.
the
Mm-hmm.
right, right. So when it comes to the black woman is God teaching, I have to say this every time I say it. I can't account for why somebody else says it. Maybe they just trying to get some vagina. Maybe they just trying to make I gotta be real. Maybe they
Mm-hmm.
just trying to get some vagina and they realize you got low self-esteem. And if they tell you that, you will open your leg. I can't explain for why another man will. So I'm gonna just be honest. Or also, maybe some women uphold the teaching because they want to get away with toxic behavior. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
They feel like no matter what I do, you consider me as a godly deity, despite to what I do, because the black woman is God. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say this. This is what I mean by the black woman is God. I've corrected any misunderstandings anybody will have. I'm gonna do it again. So long story short, when I say the black woman is God, I mean it in the format that I'm putting it out correctly, in the format that I'm teaching it correctly. I have nothing to do with what's coming out of anybody's mouth. I don't want nothing to do with what's coming out of or what may come out of anybody's mouth in the future. I got to say this. That's how Nature Boy got famous. He heard me say it. He ran off. Next thing you know, this nigga had a coat on BBC with a giant,
Mm,
and I don't want nothing. I don't want to be responsible for nobody hearing anything coming out of my mouth and then going outside and doing something diabolical or manipulating what comes out of my mouth. So I want to make it as clear as day when I explain what I mean by that. But I just want to know, do you got a population of people, especially black people, who are so far gone in their minds, like we see some of these motherfuckers in Chicago, that even if we left them alone, some way, somehow, that shit will still spill over here and be
yeah.
destructional to us. Because if you do, we ready to blow their ass up. And then after like I said, I call it, my suggestion is called 14 days of savagery. Bomb
Mm.
they ass for 3 days straight, nothing nuclear, because I don't need no shit mutating, and we don't need to create no mutants or no new shit. We got to fight. Airstrike they ass with some regular missiles. Send the motherfucking Air Force through that bitch about 3 days in a row. But before we do that, this is what I would suggest: evacuate all hotels, especially suburb levels. Let all of the inner city mothers, no matter what their race is,
That's real.
as long as they ain't got no life threatening. If you got some shit that could get cured, nigga, get cured. But if you got a life threatening disease or some shit like that, I don't know what to tell you. But long story short, evacuate the whole damn lower class to middle and upper class hotels. Get a ass about 2 weeks worth of peanut butter and jelly and oodles and noodles. Y'all can live off that for 2 weeks. The Wi-Fi is free. And
Right.
then put all the women and kids and the husbands in there. And for everybody that's in the streets who don't want to calm down, leave they ass down there for 2 weeks. Missile strike that motherfucker for 3 days. And then for the next 11 days, nothing but helicopters just flying around killing everything that moved. And then after that, go right back to that little section, rebuild that bitch up, put the community back, and let's get some money and live our life. That's what I suggest. You know what I'm saying? That's what I suggest.
Hey.
So,
man, that's could you sage it down just for like before you start that? You probably have to run through there with some sage too. Just burn some sage
if,
through it.
if sage was gonna work, it would have worked. By now, it would have worked. So now
but you know, I do want to make a very serious comment about what you're saying. This is an ancient way of thinking where the wise men and the people who led had this mindset. And then I know it's an uncomfortable thing that you're hearing, but this is the way societies were balanced and stayed alive, and they thrived. So yes, every civilization that we saw fail is because people didn't want to think like this. I'm not promoting it, but I hear what he's saying.
I'm promoting.
Yeah. So yeah, but I listen. Rome fell because there was so much diplomacy, there was so much democracy, and so the ancient, especially. I mean, I'm gonna just grab Torah. You know, the radical stuff you read, even though you don't have to believe in the Bible. But then you hear these types of thought and you say, well, these are the civilizations that checked people. And there's a scripture in the Bible that says there are vessels fitted for destruction. That's what this brother's talking about. Some of these people are vessels fitted for destruction, and they're destroying us. They're a cancer. So that's all I have to say. I'm gonna leave that alone. It's a little touchy, but thank you for saying that.
Oh yeah, and then connecting this to our culture, right? Because I've read every religious book you could read front to back. I've read every historical scripture that you could read. So I know, forget believe. I know that there's nobody in the world breathing oxygen today that is more accurate in the history of Egypt than me. And I say that to say this: Egypt connects to Japan for a myriad of reasons that I've been broke down. But long story short, this right here is also the Japanese flag. And Egypt connects into Shintoism. Now, Aten, Atenism is the Egyptian form of Buddhism, but Aten to Egypt, to Kemet is, I can't pronunciate the name because it's a Japanese name, so I don't want to disrespect. But Aten, just like it's the highest deity in Atenism, which is the sun, in Shintoism, the highest deity is also the sun. And I said to say this: Egypt and Shintoism have 100% similar teachings, and one of the main primary teachings is that humans are innately righteous, but you have some people that, due to their diet, or due to, like, your diet is not just not what you eat, is what you see and what you hear. But due to your diet, you can allow yourself to become so unsound or so low vibrational in your mind that you can be influenced by a demonic spirit, which is just a spirit that lives in a lower level of your vibration. So long story short, what they teach is that humans, or what we teach is that humans are innately good, but some people are, maybe some more than others, but for the most part, some people are just influenced by evil spirits. Now, whether they a natural born little omen child or not, I don't know. I can't tell you that, but all I know is I don't have the time to be trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying? Are you a little Michael Myers in the making or not? Right. So I feel like we live in a world now where we just have to ask, is your way of thinking and is your way of behaving destructional or infringing upon the quality of my goddamn life and the quality of the environment? Yeah. And if that answer is no, then you're good. But if the answer is yes, it's one of two reasons. It's because you can help yourself, but you're choosing not to, or you can't help yourself. Either way it go, my suggestion is to blow your ass up and then send a helicopter in to get your ass out of here, because we got plenty of people in the world that could live in the space you living in and be more productive. We got plenty of women in the world that would love to be in a nice neighborhood instead of a homeless shelter because y'all niggas keep shooting up the goddamn neighborhood. We got plenty of more positive things we could be doing on the planet than trying to run around and arrest people, badass kids and family members all day because they are oblivious to the fact that what they're doing is so crucial. They're literally ruining everybody else's lives around the planet. It's kind of like when people pollute the ocean or pollute the beach. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's all fun and games throwing that shit on the ground. But what about when I come there with a beautiful woman? Now we can't even lay out how we want to lay because it's trash everywhere. So, you know, that's how I'm looking at the world. It's like people's behavior is literally toxic in the literal meaning. Like she said, it's a cancer. And what do we know about some cancers or some funguses? Sometimes you got to cut your damn leg off to save your body with some cancers. We all watched that movie Soul Food. That shit Soul Food was all good till they had to take Big Mama damn leg. Now she wish she never ate. So my thing is, the Black community, that's the part where we at. We at the part where what communities represent the cancerous part of Big Mama's leg on Soul Food? And do these communities have enough sense to sit the fuck down for somebody like me to come in and advance it? Or do we got to cut y'all ass off like a leg? Because I ain't got no problem cutting y'all ass off like a leg.
And let me add this, brother. Let me add this, because I saw somebody say, shame on you. This has already been my view. You obviously don't know me. If you think I'm just agreeing with him, I think this way first. I always talk about vessels fitted for destruction. Priest, you know that. There are vessels fitted for destruction. The Bible says 2/3, that's most people are going to be destroyed. So don't get in your feelings. You want to talk about Illuminati. You want to talk about how we got to get rid of this person, that person. But when it comes to the people of your own color who are the first ones destroying you, you want to get in your feelings. Let me tell you something, okay? We got to start with the people in social media too. You think I haven't been watching what people have been saying about me and this brother? We need to start with you toxic Black people who love to see Black people suffering and going down. You can't stand to see a brother be successful. You waiting for a brother to fall. And the minute you might see him having some adversity, you start cheering. You need to go first. You need to take the surveys first. So I was just checking the chat. Don't come at me right now. I'm trying to be, really together here. But let's start. Listen, Pharaoh, I'm right with you.
You're right.
I want to start with these Negroes. I want to start with these Negroes in social media first with that bombing. Yes, let's lock them out. Let's lock them out for the helicopters.
But I no longer trust Black people from CIA down to gangbanger because y'all already shitted on me for 29 years. I'm letting y'all know right now, as I start my bank, I ain't talking to everybody. But to those of you who act like y'all don't got no goddamn sense, I don't got no problem having a foreign military come in and blow your ass across the street. If we live in a community where, like I said, I don't care if you 30 deep outside. You supposed to be outside. I hope you is outside. But if a little kid can't ride a bike because his bullets flying, or a woman can't go to the store because his bullets flying, it's time to get y'all up out of here. And at the end of the day, I tell everybody this. If you really want to shoot, bitch, go be a cop or go join SWAT or go join the military. If you really want to fight, nigga, go box, go take martial arts. So it's like all of at minimum, nigga, if you just want to get it off your chest, you could go do paintball gunning, you could go do airsoft. It's so many different places that's specifically made for you to shoot. Whether you want to shoot a fake or not, there's no reason for you to be outside making it to where can't nobody motherfucking live. Like normal. You know what I'm saying? An old woman can't sit on the porch and just sit in her rocking chair and rock because a bullet might knock her ass out there. So I just feel like if you don't got enough sense to at least say, hey, let me go to the military and try to stop a real terrorist, or let me go somewhere where I could do this type of shit, then you need to, then you're not no different than the police that put on the badges just to act like they playing Call of Duty, and your ass need to get out of here. And I feel like shit, my confidence level in Black people cleaning up our own shit is not there. What I will say is this, and I'm gonna let y'all continue more questions. And I know I said 30 minutes, but we rocking. Y'all got me good. But long story short, that's right. I say that to say this. Here's why I choose Japan. And I know Vietnam they want me to move to Vietnam. I got Vietnam and Korea too. But I got to explain it to them why I choose Japan too. Here's why I choose Japan. Not only do I believe Japan to be most historically in alignment with Black history, so it will be easy for me to teach my kids without feeling like no disrespect to white people, but it's not a secret that, and I got white friends, but it would be hard for me to teach my son history with my white friend's son in there without either me having to lie to my son or lie to his son or tiptoe around some shit. Because even though I might not be beefing with my white friends, what do I do when I get to the slavery part? You know, I feel like it's easier for me to teach Black kids around Asian people because we got more of a symmetrical history. For example, the railroads that was built in America was not just built by only the Chinese, and I ain't trying to take their suffering away, but we was building it with them too. I got a whole thick ass book on it. So a lot of our complaints actually are the same. Now that's number one. For two, Japan, with the power of the Tory Gate, if y'all don't know, when they dropped Hiroshima on Japan, Japan became, if not one of the most technologically advanced and advancingly engineered nations in only 25 years. Look at everything that I've accomplished in just 5 years. So if you take somebody like put me in Japan, or when I go to Costa Rica, I could get people like y'all and Japanese architects and Japanese engineers who are not, obviously they're not lazy. Obviously, they women is submissive enough for they men to work without a goddamn headache or you nagging. So if I could get somewhere where a society is proficient, the women are playing their gender role, the men is playing their gender role, and you take a nation that could bounce back from a damn nuclear weapon and get in the front, and you take a man that could bounce back from wrongful convictions on parole and get in the front, and you put us together, as long as everybody sit the fuck down, we could get in the front. And whoever don't want to get in the front, you could get your ass shot. And I say that to say this. If the community don't want to do it, I am the only Black man in the entire world, because everybody's dropping the value of that American dollar. I'm the only Black man in the world that's able to hold on to this dollar, and I'm telling y'all now, I'm holding on to it. So if I got to send a Caucasian in there, an Arab, an Asian, whoever the fuck I got to send in there, if y'all don't sit the fuck down, I'm gonna send them in there. I'm gonna send them in there hard on your ass, and then we gonna build it anyway. I just want to say that.